Hey guys, what is the crack? Hope you're all well. This is Finding Yourself with Kyle Duffy. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you do enjoy the video, please consider hitting like and subscribe and follow me along my YouTube and podcasting journey. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the TV show Kevin Can Fuck Himself, available up on Amazon Prime. There's one season available so far. It was released in 2021. It stars the very talented Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek as well as Eric Peterson. This show has such a unique premise, and if you haven't seen the show or you're unaware of it, I'll just give you a quick synopsis around it. So we follow Alison McRoberts, played by Annie Murphy, and Kevin McRoberts, played by Eric Peterson, a married couple living in the suburbs. When that first scene plays and we see the tone of the show, it plays like a sitcom. It has all the elements of an everyday sitcom, like King of Queens, like Everybody Loves Raymond. It has the laugh track behind it. It's very well lit. It's very animated. You have the dopey husband and the dutiful wife who puts up with his shenanigans, and it just plays like a sitcom. You know, his friends are always in the house getting up to new schemes and making jokes with each other. And similar to most traditional sitcoms, the wife is the anchor for the husband, letting him know that he can't do this, he can't do that, looking after him in every way she can. But what sets this show apart and what makes it so unique is when the wife leaves the house or she's by herself, it turns into a drama series. So you go from this animated sitcom, very colourful, very bright, a laugh track behind it. It's a multicam sitcom and it has everything a traditional sitcom has. But once Kevin goes to work or goes out with his friends and Alison is on her own, all the colour leaves the scene. It becomes very grainy. There's serious music playing in the background, and you can see the real stress on her face as a wife, as a person in general. And it's almost like two of these characters are living different shows in the same show. So you have Kevin McRoberts, who sees everything as a joke. Life is very easy going, and it's all about having fun in the moment. There's no repercussions for him. But then you have Alison's side of the show, and she is drowning in regret about her marriage, about her life, about being stuck and feeling stuck in her marriage. She doesn't like her husband, she doesn't like her life, and that's where the drama series comes into it. And I felt myself wanting those scenes more than the sitcom scenes, which I want to get into in a minute. Those are the two shows that you get and the two kind of perspectives you get in this show, Kevin Can Fuck Himself. And it's such a unique take. It's such a unique and smart idea for a show. By having these two perspectives line up against each other, it does a great job at analysing sitcom characters, sitcom tropes. Normally, when we watch a sitcom like King of Queens, How I Met Your Mother, we are always on the side of the main character. We're rooting for them the whole time. We want them to succeed. They're likable. But this show does an excellent job at painting sitcom characters in a realistic light. By having the sitcom line up with the drama in this show, the drama does a great job at painting a realistic picture of what a sitcom husband really is like. They're irresponsible, they're neglectful, they're selfish, they're self-absorbed, they're ignorant. And I was quite impressed with this perspective the show took and this idea around analysing sitcom characters and making them into real people that you could really think twice about. You know, we don't think twice about things that happen in a sitcom. We never actually put them into real life and say, oh, what if someone did this in real life? How would we react? Would we laugh it off? Think about the things that are laughed off in a sitcom that would be a big deal in real life. This is what the show does, and does so well in my opinion. It has a character in Alison who, when her husband is around, she adapts to him. She puts on a smile, she becomes the dutiful wife, and she becomes the sitcom wife. But once he leaves the house, you see her perspective, her side of his actions. You see how tired she is of his behavior. You see how it's affecting her mentally, emotionally, how it's just worn her down and made her feel like there's no way out of her life, there's no way to restart, there's no way to assert her independence in her marriage anymore. And again, such a unique perspective to take and kind of flip a sitcom on its back and show us how a person in reality would react to Kevin. There's plenty of scenes in this show where when Kevin is in the scene, everyone is singing his praises, patting him on the back, telling him what a great guy he is. But once he leaves the scene, other side characters will tell Allison what an idiot he is, how they have no clue why she puts up with him or how she gets through each day with this arrogant, ignorant idiot of a man. The show does a great job at making you hate Kevin as a character, simply because his side of the show is a sitcom. And in sitcoms, people rarely grow, they rarely mature, they rarely learn from their lessons. So in each episode, Kevin does what he wants, there's no repercussions, and there's no self analyzation for him. He doesn't look at what he's done and apologize to anyone. He never has to take responsibility for his actions because that's the sitcom trope. The husband in sitcoms rarely has to have a moment of self realization, self reflection, or growth. Again, you find yourself hating Kevin throughout each episode. In my case, I quickly became tired of Kevin in each scene because he wasn't really a real person. It was a sitcom character. And in Allison's scenes, you see that she has real defining characteristics as a person. She's flawed, she's vulnerable, she's emotional, she has all these issues with her mental health and wanting more in life, whereas Kevin is fine being in the same place for the next 10 years. He'll live and die in the house he is in now. He doesn't want anything bigger or better for his life. There's no ambition. And that's the true mark of a sitcom character. They're happy-go-lucky with whatever situation comes their way. They can always see the bright side. Whereas Allison, as a drama character, is flawed. She has kind of spontaneous reactions to things. She goes on spirals. She is unpredictable. Another thing I'd like to mention about this show is the camera work and the visual aspect of the show. When we're in the sitcom world with Kevin, it's a multi-camera setup. It's very bright, very animated. It's all jokes. There's a laugh track. And when we have Allison's perspective, it's a single camera, very grainy, very black and white. They do a great job with the visual aspect, letting you know that the scene has now shifted from a comedy to a drama. And there was times in the show where I just found myself waiting for the screen to go black and white, the colour to drain from the scene, and for the single cam to show up, because I knew once that happened that it was Allison's perspective. We were now in the drama section of the show, and the reason I wanted that is because Allison's perspective of the show deals with a lot of meat, a lot of subjects, and it kind of furthers the story along. Whereas Kevin's perspective, you're shifting to a sitcom again, and Kevin's perspective of the show doesn't move the show along. It kind of bogs it down sometimes. I definitely feel like the plot slowed down and kind of took a back seat when we were watching Kevin's side of the show and Kevin's perspective of the show. Overall, this show offers a new, unique perspective for a sitcom. It looks at a sitcom through a different lens and gives you a different perspective of sitcom tropes and sitcom characters. I absolutely loved the first season. There were standout performances from Annie Murphy as well as Mary Hollis Imboden. I hope I'm saying that correctly. She was excellent in the show as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider hitting like and subscribe and follow me along my YouTube and podcasting journey. This has been Finding Yourself with Kyle Duffy. Thanks for listening.